It's official. Snow has made its way to the Triad again this winter, causing many schools to cancel, delay, or go remote today. But is more snow on the way? Stay tuned to find out. Take a look at this. We have an over 50 car pileup on I-40 yesterday that ended with one dead and shows just how careful you need to be when driving in these winter weather conditions. We have a live look at road conditions in just a few minutes.
A few more flakes this morning. Our upper level disturbance is now moving through the area. That'll bring a few snow showers, a few spots, maybe a coating of light snow, and then we'll be looking for sunshine this afternoon. I've got your forecast coming up.
Thank you for joining us this morning. You are watching WFOY News 2 Plus, our free streaming platform. It is now 7:30 on this Thursday morning, February 20th. We have full team coverage on the snowstorm this morning. We have the latest road conditions with Giselle Thomas in Guilford County and Taylor Leverett in Alamance. We'll check in with them with just a few minutes. But first, we hear from our weather team, Ed Matthews and Christian Morgan, with the latest winter weather forecasts. Ed?
That's right. We are watching our upper level disturbance. This is kind of the parent upper level low or pocket of energy associated with our surface low that moved through yesterday. Now the surface low moving off the east coast of North Carolina, but the upper low is swinging through the area right now, and you can see we're probably seeing some snowflakes fly up over the foothills right now, and we'll likely see some in the Triad up through about 10 a.m. and a little snow burst could lay down a little dusting of snow in a few spots because temperatures this morning are quite cold. So I think every snowflake is going to survive once it reaches the ground. So don't be alarmed if you do see some snow showers up through about 10 o'clock this morning. Already slick spots on the bridges and overpasses especially, and this could add to the slick spots. We're watching it closely as it moves through before lunchtime, and then we'll be looking for the afternoon sunshine. See what I mean with the temperatures? We've got a snow cover over the region. Temperatures are well into the 20s, and it probably won't be until probably early or mid-afternoon that we start to see temperatures move up once we start to get a little afternoon sunshine. Of course, with the possibility of slick spots, again, watching those bridges and overpasses very closely. Winter weather advisory in effect for our entire viewing area in North Carolina and Southside Virginia. The parent low moving away at about 9 inches of snow to Virginia Beach as moisture moved back in off the Gulf Stream. Here's our upper level low swinging through rather quickly in a strong upper level jet stream. That's what will bring windy conditions this afternoon, maybe a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust at times later today, but the winds will die down by evening. High pressure builds in over the region, and that's going to set the stage for a somewhat prolonged period of dry weather here in the Piedmont. It'll move across the east coast as we head into the weekend and then eventually move offshore. We'll get on the backside, and that means a nice little warm up as we go into next week. And our extended GFS model showing that we'll see that dry weather pattern. Good looking weekend as temperatures start to modify a little bit, and we'll keep that dry and even warmer weather as we go into next week. At least the first half of next week is going to be dry. So a few scattered snow showers up through about 10 o'clock and then clearing and windy this afternoon. 30-mile-per-hour wind gust a possibility. Clear, bitter cold, and 16 tonight. See how the temperatures climb. Still chilly Friday, 40, 47 and dry Saturday, 52 on Sunday. Yeah, many of us are looking forward to next week. By Tuesday and Wednesday, some low 60s in the Piedmont.
All right, thank you, Ed. This morning, the I-40-85 split looks a lot different from this scene just yesterday afternoon. We know one person is dead following the massive pileup that involved 53 vehicles in dozens of separate crashes. According to State Highway Patrol, the deceased was a 78-year-old woman from Burlington. Troopers charged a tractor-trailer driver with hitting the elderly lady's vehicle from behind. The snow created a mess on the roads around the state. Take a look at these photos. Over in Orange County, a car flipped over off the side of the road. The Orange County Sheriff's Office shared this picture. We are asking that you please drive with caution when out and about today. Because of the dangerous winter conditions, Governor Josh Stein issued a state of emergency. That means our state's emergency resources can be put to use. Yesterday, the emergency management director asked that North Carolinians stay off the road if they can.
Hazardous travel conditions are expected today over the next several days. We ask that all North Carolinians continue to monitor the weather and stay off the roads if possible.
We are on top of those dangerous winter road conditions all across the Triad this morning. WFMY News 2's Giselle Thomas is live in Guilford County with the latest road conditions. Giselle, what should drivers be on the lookout for this morning? What are you seeing in your area?
Drivers should be on the lookout for slick roads. It's actually snowing right now. Now we're actually here off Chimney Rock Road at the Triad Regional Incident Center, and the snow has been coming down for about the past between 15 to 30 minutes. It's not heavy, but it's steady. When I was speaking to some of the personnel here, I was told that the best thing for drivers to do if you are headed out this morning, make sure that you're driving slow, make sure there's safe distance between your vehicle and others. Now, the center here manages divisions 7, 9, and 11. That starts it right here in Guilford County, going to Forsyth County, Alamance, even up to parts of Raleigh. They said that they saw a lot of in the elevated road areas. That's when there was some concern due to those slick roads, which actually led to that pileup that you mentioned a little bit earlier. They were saying due to the conditions of the road at that time, there was nothing that could have physically have been done at that time to prevent that from happening. And as we know, a tragedy came out of that with someone that we learned losing their life. So as you are out here headed out this morning, if you have to be on the road for emergencies, make sure that you're driving slow and taking your time, and be mindful of those around you. Live in Greensboro, Giselle Thomas, WFMY News 2.
All right, thank you, Giselle. Stay warm out there. We also have crews over in Alamance County. Taylor Leverett brings us the current winter weather conditions from Mebane. Taylor, it is cold.
Yes, it is, Lauren. That's the best word you can describe it out here. It is bitterly cold out here. Again, like you said, we're here in Mebane. We pulled off to a side street that's right next to the Tanger outlets. I want to take to mention, we're going to pan off here, have the cameraman get a little bit closer to some of these road conditions here. Again, the main roads are fine, but it's really these side roads here that ice is just clumped up, sticking to the streets, causing very dangerous driving conditions. And look, it's all the way up here through this road, all the way down there. That is all stuck ice that's really compacted and stuck like glue to these streets here. Definitely, if you don't have to be on the road, do not be out on the roads. And if you are, take it slow, take it steady. Again, these can create definitely dangerous conditions for drivers. And then there's some black ice even piling up, even on the sides here. It's very dangerous to even walk on right now. And again, driving over here, the main roads are fine. As you can see, the traffic is pretty much, steady. There's a lot of cars driving out on this morning. Maybe they're heading to work or dropping people off to a location. But, again, driving, make sure you're taking it cautiously. Again, cars are out here steadily driving. But, as we said, keep it slow, take it steady. And that's kind of what conditions are for right now. Live in Mebane, I'm Taylor Leverett, WFMY News 2.
Thank you, Taylor. Stay safe. Yes, those secondary roads you definitely want to be more aware about. You may be seeing a lot of this today. Sludge of frozen snow and ice along the road. And that might raise the question, why do we see those piles of snow like the sludge on the road or Snowman stick around for so long? Meteorologist Christian Morgan has the answer in your Weather IQ.
Well, it's winter, and there's still time for us to get more of the fluffy white stuff, even though we usually don't get a lot. Just the joy of making a snowman is something I've always enjoyed. But have you ever noticed, even after all the other snow is gone and melted away, there's still Frosty hanging around just a little bit longer? Why is that? Maybe it's the magic, or maybe it's science that keeps him around a little while longer. Let's raise your weather IQ. All right, forget about Frosty for a minute. Let's talk about that nasty piled up snow. It's on the sidewalks, piled up in the mall parking lots, and it seems like it just won't go away. Even after everything else has melted and dried up, there's still that dirty, gross, plowed up pile of snow that takes forever to melt. Packed snow melts a lot slower because it's more dense than loose or fresh snow. When it's packed like a snowball, individual snowflakes are compressed together. This reduces the amount of air circulation between them and slows the melting process. Also, there's less surface area of snow that gets exposed to the surrounding air of the environment. That means the amount of heat transfer is lower, so it stays colder longer. And take a look here at just a regular old snowflake and how much space there is between each particle of that snowflake. All the air in the outside environment moves in and around all those pieces and of course melts it a lot quicker. When snow gets packed together, several snowflakes all tightly packed in a nice and neat snowball, much like we make when we make a snowman, less snow is being impacted by the air surrounding it. So it melts a lot slower and it stays colder longer. So snowmen, of course, have a larger mass than the surrounding fresh snow on the ground. They take more time to warm up and more time to cool down, too. That means the bigger the snowman, the longer that it stays cold. So back to the original story, Frosty the Snowman. The kiddos so worried that he was going to melt away when truly they may have had more time with their magical snowy friend than they ever realized. With your Weather IQ, I'm meteorologist Christian Morgan.
Christian Morgan having fun with Frosty this morning. Well, all in all, folks and pets across the Triad seem to have enjoyed the snowfall. If this photo is any indication, check out this completely covered yard from a viewer in Pleasant Garden. Looks more like a winter wonderland than a driveway. And enough snow fell for this little guy to toss some around in his yard, making for a fun time spent outside yesterday. And before we head out, let's take another look at our winter forecast with meteorologist Christian Morgan. You know, these snow bursts that we're expecting later on in the morning, how bad will that impact the roads?
Yeah, good question. It could make for a few slick spots depending on how heavy it comes down. I do think it's going to be scattered though, so I don't think everybody's going to get a big burst of snow. It will be a few select folks likely across the Piedmont. I'll show you that on radar in just a couple of minutes. Starting to see some of that inch a little closer to the Triad now as we move closer to 8 o'clock. Take a look, select snowfall totals though from yesterday. Just a couple that I wanted to pick out, and it really seems like our forecast is pretty much playing out as planned. I know you were worried yesterday around lunchtime when it hadn't started snowing yet. Me too, truthfully. But it did. It took a little while to overcome that dry air. We talked a lot about that in the days leading up to the system, about how we had such dry air in place. And our atmosphere really works like a sponge. So as it's dry, you have to moisten up the atmosphere before any of that snow, any of that precipitation can make it down to the ground. So that's why it took so long for it to get going. Once it did, it really was a beautiful snowfall all across the Piedmont. Of course, some had more than others, and especially to the east. Mebane, Snow Camp, look at those totals, 2.5 to 3 inches over that way. And along the North Carolina-Virginia border up toward Roxborough, up into Virginia Beach, we've been seeing, 6, 8, even 10 inches of snow up that way and just over the border. So there are folks that got a lot more than we did here in the Piedmont. Graham picked up just shy of 2 inches yesterday afternoon. Randleman with 1.5 inches. Greensboro just close to 1.5 inches as well. Now you'll notice the further west that you go, the less that the totals get. High Point with about 1 inch, Winston-Salem with only 1/2 inch yesterday, and there's still opportunity to add a little more to that here in the next little while. This was yesterday afternoon right here at News 2. Out back in the Weather Garden, our very own Tim Buckley measured just about 1 inch here on the east side of Greensboro. Now let's take a live look right now up in Roxborough. I want to show you this morning. While Triad roads are really in pretty good shape, aside from a few slick spots on bridges and overpasses and such, the roads up to the north and east are a bit of a different story. You'll see all of this ice and snow and a truck trying to make it through there as well. Ice and snow really just packed over and frozen over there in Roxborough this morning. So again, folks to the east, folks to the northeast, having a lot more problem on the roadways than we are here in the Piedmont. And for once, finally, the boom camera is working where I can show you what's happening up in the mountains right now. Take a look at the high country. Snow is falling in downtown Boone, right along King Street and right beside Appalachian State. The temperature there is 16 degrees. Factor in the wind. Feels like single digits up in the high country this morning. We have winter weather advisories in effect for the Piedmont. Those go through about 1 o'clock this afternoon for a couple of reasons. Slick spots on bridges and overpasses, and the potential that that burst of snow could put down another quick coating for folks, especially on grassy elevated surfaces, potentially making some slick spots on the roadways as well. So that's what we're going to be watching really closely over the next couple of hours. Live radar right now, not too much happening in the immediate Triad. Here's that band of snow. You'll start to see it break apart as it moves across the mountains and now kind of reforming as it emerges past the mountains into the foothills and makes its way to the Triad. This was really pretty impressive out over the Midwest over the last 24 hours. So we'll see how it performs storms here in the Piedmont. You're starting to get some snow, of course, on the north side there of Surrey County, Stokes County, likely starting to see a few flakes as well. Giselle was talking about seeing a few flakes flying in her live shot just a couple of minutes ago. So up in the foothills, there's likely some snow already starting to fall. I think over the next hour or two, we start to see some snow here in the immediate triad. Again, it's not going to last long. It's going to be in and out, but depending on how heavy it snows, could mean a quick coating for some folks. So we'll keep an eye on things really through about 10 o'clock. And after that, I think we're pretty much going to be home free from our snowfall. You'll see that pretty much indicated on our Futurecast in-house model as well. Moving into lunchtime, moving into the afternoon though, that moves out. Clouds start to move out, and we have some sunshine back to finish off our Thursday. Now, it will be cold. You'll see temperatures really don't come much up above freezing for the afternoon, and of course, we'll go back into the 20s around dinner time this evening. So, here's the big storm system yesterday. That's our surface low that's now moved offshore. But what's left of this system is really what we call the parent low pressure, or the parent piece of energy. The supporting piece of energy is moving through this morning. It's a bit detached from the main surface low. That's a little inside baseball, a little inside meteorology for you. But as that energy swings through, there's enough moisture and there's plenty of cold air in the atmosphere where this is going to spark off some of those snow showers as well. Into the afternoon we go though. Low pressure moves away from us. High pressure starts to move in and take a little more control. Those big differences are what create wind. So it will be cold, it will be windy, but high pressure takes over. It keeps us sunny for several days now, heading into a different weather pattern. Wind gusts around 25 miles an hour midday. Into the afternoon, some 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You factor that in with temperatures barely above freezing, even with full sunshine, it's going to feel like the 20s as we go throughout the afternoon. So those weather impact alerts in effect until noon today. Keep an eye out for some slick roads, especially with that quick snow burst this morning. Then we'll be drying it out. Still cold through your Friday, chilly for the weekend, warmer and dry back to the 60s next week.
All right, thank you for that update, Christian. Our quick reminder this morning to be careful while traveling today. Here is a live look at RDU with snow still covering the ground along the tarmac and side of the road. There have been 30 cancellations so far today. We are wrapped up here for now on WFNY Plus live stream. You can stream us here anytime on Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. The Good Morning Show at 9 is up next with WFNY on our latest weather coverage. Stick with us.